Thank you, Dan, for very thought-provoking questions and for everyone's creative answers. And Safa, I think your message has been reached because on the other side, there's a very, very wide bandwidth.
And the word of the day.
Without further ado, I would like to call upon Partha. First, Partha, welcome back. I think you were in India. I hope you and your loved ones are safe.
Thank you.
And if you can go ahead and give us your evaluation for Noor's speech.
Thank you. So, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and more specifically, Noor, that was definitely a great speech. And as somebody else mentioned, it was quite interesting to see something on art, because it's like really a challenging subject, at least in my opinion, to talk about and to convey and to give a presentation on. And you did a great job, first of all. I know there were a lot of technical difficulties, which I hope that wasn't done. And even I myself was facing a few challenges myself. I had to restart my computer, and by the time I could get on, I didn't really have what specific module that you're working on and what especially to evaluate on, but I'm gonna evaluate generally, and then I can send you what I have and try to reevaluate based on what you need. Okay, with that being said, first of all, I love the presentation. It was minimal. I didn't have a lot of words. It helped to convey in align with what you were trying to convey. So that was great. And your speech was definitely funny. So I love the sense of humor. And that's a great asset that you want to continue to leverage more and more in your future speeches. It was definitely well researched out. We could see all of the points that you conveyed, that you put in a lot of effort to research. Now, like I already mentioned, it would have been great to be able to see your gestures, your facial expressions, which we were not able to, so I can't necessarily comment on that. Now, some of the things that you can try to improve upon is perhaps slow it down a little bit and try to even make it more interactive, or ask questions, or lead the audience a little bit more. For example, that could tie in with your conclusion and make perhaps a more, I would just say, like a better conclusion, where you're leaving the audience to ponder upon something, or ask a question, or lead into a action item at the very end. Yeah, that's mostly what I have to say. And of course, like, you can give pauses, which also helps the audience think a little bit more and drive some of the points home. But if you can send me the sheet, I can also look into see if you have met your objectives or how you've had those specific objectives. But this is what I have overall in general. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Partha. And I'd like to call upon Nagam to give us the timing for everyone.
Maha, I will do that, but you're taking on Steve's role, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
He's the general evaluator.
Okay, that goes first, right? General evaluation.
Well, yeah, actually, I take over and I call the.
Okay.
I counter, but yeah, I was going to interrupt you, but I just decided to let you go.
The floor is all yours, Steve.
Okay, thank you, Maha. Because we don't have enough bandwidth for both people to be Toastmaster at the same time. So it's my pleasure now to introduce Nagam, who will give us a timing report.
Thank you, Steve. And starting with Noor's speech was 7 minutes, 18 seconds. Everyone's table topics. Glennis's was 1 minute, 26 seconds. Ross, 2 minutes, 24 seconds. Partha, 1 minute, 32 seconds. I was 1 minute, 41 seconds. Safa 53 seconds, and Partha's evaluation was 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
Everyone did very good on their timing today. And now could I get the counter report?
Okay, starting with Noor speech. There were 4 ahs, 4 ums, 2 false starts, and you used the word I'm using ums now. It was like a lot of times, like I'm saying it now. And just kind of watch and. It's kind of hard to tell when it's used properly and when it's just kind of like a crutch word because you can't think of any other connector. So just be careful with that one. Let's see, I was next and I did not monitor myself. It was a little tough to do. Ross had 6 ahs, 1 you know, and the word of the day. Partha, 8 ahs, 3 ums, 1 so. Nagam, 1 ah, and the word of the day. Safa was clean. And who was last? That was it. No, oh, I know. Partha was, for some reason, I have 5 where his name should be. So I think 5 was for your ahs, 2 for your ums, and I got a phone call in the middle. So that's why I got lost.
I know I used one, in between also.
Okay.
I can see when I have been delivering speeches constantly versus when I take a break, there's definitely
A difference, yeah. Okay, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Glennis. And do we have a grammarian, a standalone grammarian today? No, okay, I guess we don't. Okay, good. So now I get to give a general evaluation of the whole meeting. And first, I would like to say that our club did very well on the elections. We had more than the quorum that was needed. It shows that people support the club, and the elections went very smooth. And we had all the officer positions filled. I'd like to especially thank Ross for stepping up to be our incoming president. And then I would like to thank Maha for being, is this your first Toastmaster time? Oh, great. So I'd like to thank you for being our Toastmaster today, and you did an excellent job. And this was also a little unusual meeting because it had the elections in it. And then I'd like to thank our Table Topics Master, Dan. There are some things that I'd like us to learn from his Table Topics is one, the way he presented the word of the day. He made it memorable by telling us that this was because Morse code came out on this day in 1844. And that helped me to remember the word bandwidth. And a lot of people used it today. The questions were also very provocative, thoughtful, and I especially liked the question that Safa had. And then on Noor's speech, that was an excellent speech. I don't know what the problem was, why we couldn't see both. I got a question for you, Noor. Is that a speech you're going to give else, like in your school, or did you just make it just for us?
No, I made it just for you guys.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
it's all of my accumulated knowledge.
Great, great. That's great. That's a great thing to give it. Now, so I'll just tell you what I enjoyed the speech very much. I don't know anything about the subject, just like Maha said. The places that I enjoyed the most were, one is when you had that stringy thing all up there, and and you said, I don't really like this. I don't really like this, and I don't like it either. But then you said how you got to understand why it came into being, but I didn't really follow why it came. So just I wanted to hear more. Why do we have this kind of art? Why do people like that kind of art? The other place I liked, especially was when you had the different kinds of pictures, and then you had the 2 men standing there, and you said this one's different than all the others, and I thought that was really good, because when you said one's different, I was actually thinking one of the others was different. But then when you pointed out that one was different, yeah, that one really was different. Yeah. And it would just be, I would like to just hear more about yourself in it. Like, you know, this is why I went into art. You know, if you can just work that in a little bit. This is the kind of things I really like. And Partha, very good evaluation. And Partha, the evaluation form is in the agenda.
Oh, okay.
So you can pull always, you can almost always pull it out of the agenda.
Okay. Thank you.
And
so, like I said, I'm facing some technical challenges. I had to
yeah.
my laptop. Yeah.
Okay. And Partha, I thought that was a very good point you had about adding a conclusion to it. I find it's hard to add a conclusion to a speech, and it really stretches your mind when you try to add a conclusion.
Right.
And now back to Maha as Toastmaster.
Thank you, Steve. For our final part of the session today, I would like to ask if there are any success stories. So if anyone has given recently any speeches or spoken publicly and did well.
I actually, yeah, just remembered one. For one of my classes I'm taking, I'm supposed to do a presentation on program evaluation. And I did, it was a recorded video, and then I had the presentation in the background. I was talking about it, and my professor said that she appreciated the conversational style of it rather than having, making it look like someone is reading off of a page. What she didn't know is it's what I do for work, and I have it memorized. So obviously I'll just talk to her all night long about it. But my video went for 25 minutes. It's supposed to be between 10 and 15 minutes, but you know, she thought it was good.
Thank you, Naam.
I also wanted to quickly add, Partha.
Go ahead.
For some of you that don't know, I'm actually a finance investing nerd. I'm part of some online group, and I had presented, I think, a month or two before, like a small presentation on cryptocurrencies, which I've been looking into and researching a little bit, and that went well. People appreciated it, and I wouldn't have been able to do it, let's say, a couple of years before Toastmasters. Now I can just talk about stuff. I'm able to put together a minimal presentation and go on and on. So. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you for sharing your success stories. And Partha, I know I've been away for some time, but I can completely see a difference from the time that you started and now. Like, to me, it's visible. It's clear.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, this brings our meeting to an end. I would like to thank everyone for their participation. Steve, do I go ahead and fill the roles now? You're on mute.
Yeah, the VP Ed will do it, so hand it over to Glynis.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Glynis.
Thank you, Maha. We
Great job.
Yeah, great job. Yeah.
We don't have a meeting next week, as already been mentioned, but June 7th will be our next meeting. And we have a speaker and an evaluator. So